In this tutorial, we're going to be examining the procedures to produce this fidget spinner as it is in a three-dimensional form. I have already copied my fidget spinner and have inserted into AutoCAD, thereby negating the need to go back and forth to obtain dimensions. Given here are the basic top feature of our fidget spinner, and so I'm just going to go straight into the production of this object. We realize that I'm going to be just concentrating on a central point, and then from there I'm going to be starting at this central point down here at this circle and work myself outwards towards the rest of the object. I'm seeing my smallest circle as having a radius of 5 units, so let me go and select circle, center radius, and I'm going to be drawing a circle of radius 5, enter. Immediately around that there is another circle of radius 6 having the same center, so let's go again, radius, same center, this time 6, enter. Now I have both circles. My third circle is seen here as having a radius of 9, so let's go again, same center, this time radius 9, enter. My fourth circle has radius of 10, so let's go again, radius of 10, and the center is the same. Now I have my 4 circles that will be used to form the 3 bearings. Alright, let's go ahead also and give my final circle, which has diameter 26, so radius 13, radius center, radius 13, enter. Now notice that that lower set of circles are really 25 millimeters from my center point. So let me draw a line to obtain my center point with my ortho mode on. So I'm heading 25 in that direction. What that does, it gives me the center of my array. Let me do an array. Since there are really three sets of these bearings around, so let's do a polar array. Let's select our polar. I'm not going to be polar array in all circles, just the outer circle and perhaps the inner one. That will give me the bore, enter, and let us use this as the center of my array. No need for 6 items, we only need 3, so let's reduce that to 3 and give enter. Now I'm reduced to 3 sets of bearing. I'm going to explode, giving me more control over my circles. So I have my circles as individual circles. It is observed that these circles are connected by 3 arcs of radius 14. Let us use our tan radius, and it is going to be tangent to this circle, tangent to this circle, and having a radius of, let us type 14, enter. Another circle is going to be at this point here, so let us go again, tan radius. It's going to be tangent to this circle, again to this circle, and having a radius of 14, enter. My third and final circle, let's go again, tan radius. It's going to be tangent here, tangent here, having a radius of 14, enter. Let us now trim away. So let's do trim, enter, so we can take away the excess portions of my device. Let us also remove the inner portions as well. 2 pieces, thereby giving me my basic shape of my device. Yes. Let us join our shape because we're going to be extruding shortly. So let us join. Let us check for join. Properly done. Let me split my screen so we are able to view in a 3D form as well. And let us side our right side screen in our southwest isometric view. Right, so here we go. This is our basic shape that we're going to be extruding, or press pulling rather. Now the first piece I'm going to be press pulling is going to be my silvery portion. That's the first piece I'm going to be creating. Now the entire thing is said to have a thickness of 8 millimeters. So all features will have a thickness of 8. So allow me to go ahead and make my first silvery piece in the middle, simply by going solid, and we're going to be press pulling that piece 8 millimeters high. So let's hover inside that area, click, and let us pull that piece. Oh, I'm sorry, this line definitely has to be shortened for us to press pull. Let's go again and give press pull. Let's get in that area, and let us pull that up 8. Enter. Now one other thing to notice though is that to show separation between the pieces, I'm going to be giving the edges a slight fillet. Alright, so I'm going to be giving a fillet of radius, and it's going to be a small fillet. Let us say 0.1. Enter. Just so as to give curvature to the edge of our silver piece. Let's do it to the inner edge as well. Let's also do it to our lower edge and our inner edge as well. Alright, so now we have basically that inner piece created. We can go ahead and hide that. So let us select, let us isolate and hide that piece that has already been created. Let us now create our second piece, our red piece of the bearing. And since I would like for it to have the same color, let me turn my properties on here so I can be press pulling in red. Alright, so I'm going to go solid and press pull, and just like the other piece, this will also have a thickness of 8. So let's go 8, enter. Let us also fillet our edges. So let's go fillet with a radius of 0.1. Let's be consistent, enter. So we can fillet this edge, and also our lower edge and our inner edge as well. Alright, so now we have that red piece also created. Now there is another silver piece. Let us hide again, so select, isolate, and let us also hide that piece so we can work in clearance. Let us do solid and press pull our third and final piece, which is this piece in here. Oh, sorry. Let's go change our colors first. So let us go back to our properties and change that back to white. Alright, so we can now press pull having the same color. So let's press pull that piece, 8, enter. Now that's my second silver piece in the bearing. Let us also fillet our edges. So let's fillet, again having a radius of 0.1, enter, and let us fillet inner edge, outer edge, lower outer edge, and the lower inner edge. Alright, now we have those pieces basically created. We can also go ahead and hide this piece as well. So let us clipboard, let's go isolate and hide. Checked. So now we have pretty much one bearing complete. We're just going to be arraying so as to obtain our other bearings. Let me go ahead and also delete these so as not to confuse our layout. Alright, now we're going to extrude the base or the body of our fidget spinner, which also has thickness of 12. So let me go again and go back to my red, as that's the basic color of the body. And I'm just going to be extruding. So let us go solid, and I'm going to extrude everything. Let's just extrude everything to a thickness of 8. Enter. Here we have our fidget spinner, or the outer part of the spinner. Our bearings have already been created and hidden, but notice that the edges of our spinner is to be filleted, and I'm seeing where it is supposed to have a fillet radius of 2. But let us subtract our inner piece first. So let us go subtract, because if you were to view in a solid form or in a realistic way, we would not realize that the holes are still in there. So let us switch back quickly so we can go subtract. So let us subtract, select the object we wish to keep, which is the body, enter, and subtract our circles, enter. Alright, now we're going to be filleting our edges. So let us go fillet, which is home, modify, fillet, and we're going to be filleted as having a radius of 2, enter. And since we're going to be doing a lot of that, let's do it also in the multiples. Now let us start our fillet. So we're going to be filleting this edge. Notice that curves up. We're going to be filleting this edge. Doesn't take it. No matter, let's go ahead and do others. Let's do the other corner one over here. Then let's do the edge ones. Sometimes the order matters. And so the edge one around here as well. And so the top edges have been filleted. Let's do the lower edges. That one. This one. That one. This one, that edge, and the final edge, which is all the way around here, that one. Such that if we were now to view again in a realistic way, we would now realize that the edges of our fidget spinner has been filleted. Alright, but like I said, I'm also going to be giving the inner edges a fillet radius of 0.1. So let us go fillet with a radius of 0.1. Enter. Let's also do that in the multiples, because we're going to be filleting. Let's go multiple, because we're going to be filleting this edge. Has that been broken? Yes, it is. We're going to be filleting this edge. We are going to be filleting this edge, which are our top edges. Let's also now go for our lower edges. That edge. There is an edge over here, and there is an edge right here. So now we have filleted all edges. Let us just turn back on the pieces that we had isolated so we can see what that piece actually looks like. So let's go isolate and end object isolation, thereby bringing it back into focus the piece we had created and hidden, just that it's not in the correct color but has been created. Alright, so now we have basically one end of our fidget spinner created. To complete that, all we'll do is to just let us go over to our 2D side so we can give a proper array. Let us go modify and let us do our polar array. We're going to be arraying everything in here. Enter. And the center of your array is going to be the center of your device. But notice again, we are given 6. Let us go and reduce that to 3. Enter. Now we have only 3. So we have our 3 bearings inserted in our fidget spinner. Alright. Now what is missing from our fidget spinner is our top plate. Well, there are going to be 2 of these plates, one on the top and one on the other side. Let us work again in wireframe. So let's go to our wireframe. This line we had drawn is basically at the base. What I'm going to be doing is to draw a vertical line running from that point going upwards of 8 units, and that should bring me towards the top of my spinner. So now I have a line indicating the top and the base of my fidget spinner. This red line here indicates the top surface, and this on the lower end represents my base. Now let me go ahead and hide the entire fidget spinner except for that line, thereby allowing us to go now and create the top wheel and the base wheel. So let us just hide everything from focus. So let us select everything here, ensuring we have gotten everything, and let us right click and go isolate and hide those objects. All we are left with is our central line. I am also going to be taking observation of this so I can have some measurements to work with. Notice that the inner circle has radius 10, the outer has radius 13. There is a thickness of 1, 1, and 1. So let's switch our view to front view, from which we will be creating that plate. So let's switch to front view. It's gonna be a little bit hard to find, but if we select it on this side, then we would be better able to see it on this side. So let's zoom in on it, because there is that line that we have. Now if you remember, our top plate, let's see if we could view it on this side for dimensions. So let's switch this side to our top view. Alright, allowing us to view dimensions. That plate has a diameter, or that circle has a diameter of 13, but it sits on a smaller wheel of diameter, of radius 10. So let us go radius 10. So let us go. We're gonna go, let's select front again, front, and let's find our line once again so we can go again. Alright, so I'm gonna be drawing a line to represent that, and I'm going to go 13 in one direction, enter, and I'm gonna go 13. Sorry, let's go again. Select that line. Something is off here. So I can drag that line 13 in that direction. Actually, that one was supposed to be 10 and the other one 13. So let us offset our 1 millimeter from this line up and another 1 millimeter up. Let us also offset our tenths. Let us now go offset our 10. My system seems to be, let's switch this back to wireframe. Oh, it's already in wireframe. I'm not certain why it's behaving like that. So let's offset 10. And it's 10 in this direction, 10 in this. Alright. So basically we're now going to be closing off this end, closing off. Oops, that one stopped a little short. I realize my machine here is, it's flickering and I'm not certain why. Alright, it's not allowing me to select it. Something is off here. Alright, so let's go again. Let's go extend. Let's extend to touch this line from that line. Alright, so we seem to be back pretty much here. Let us also extend those lines. So let's go extend, enter. Wanna extend that one and that one. I'm gonna do a circle that touches 3 points. So I want a circle that touch 3 points, namely this point, the center of this line, as well as this point. I'm gonna be trimming, and I'll just trim away the excess portion of that. I'm also going to be deleting this line, also deleting this line. What is left? It's still flickering. I'm not certain why this machine is flickering this much. Let me do an offset of 1 millimeter for the piece below this here. Oops, what's that? Offset. This thing is 1 millimeter from this line down. So we can now trim away this line, and pretty much everything on this side, because all I'm going to be needing is just a half of the profile. So allow me to extend back to that, so I can trim away the entire half of that. I am also seeing where my, let me ensure that I have my line, which is 8, enter. Alright, so I do not have 8, which tells me that I need to shift this to 8, and that goes to there. I don't understand why it's flickering this much. It's just as basically at the end. Notice my fillet, the edges of my wheel has radius 0.5, so let's go and give fillet of radius 0.5, and that's this edge here. Let us now join so we can give revolve. So let's join our shape, and let us also mirror that. Let us also do a mirror of that. So mirror, here's my mirror, and I wish to mirror this entire shape, and I want it in the half way, like that. And we're basically now just going to give revolve command. Let us switch our left screen back into our southwest isometric. I think that's the view we had it in, and our fidget spinner is going to be revolved somewhere here. I think my measurement here, let's see this line, let's see that line. I think I need to, let's check the properties of that line, and that line is length 10. Let me just turn back on. As a matter of fact, allow me to do my revolve. So let's go solid, and let us do revolve of these two pieces. Enter. My axis, let that be my axis, and let us revolve in the full 360. So let's give OK. Let us now view in our realistic way, and let us also end our object isolation. Isolate, and let us end the isolation, thereby bringing back our pieces. And that's what I thought had happened to my lower wheel. So let me just shift it off, because I think it had connected a little too much into it. So let's shift it off by 1 millimeter, bringing it to the edge, and that would have completed my fidget spinner. Let me just get rid of those colors by bringing out my, as a matter of fact, let me just put them in a different color for now, like perhaps yellow, maybe a color that will show. Array, the array has to be exploded. Explode my array, and allow me to put my inner bearing in a color that will stand out differently, perhaps magenta, perhaps. You see, the white will definitely not show on this color that I have, and that is why, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be leaving it in the black for now. Alright, but that demonstrates my fidget spinner. If we were to go to perhaps a layout, we would better be able to view that as a colored piece. So let us go, let's go southwest isometric, and let us now find the piece we had created. Where is that piece? Hiding somewhere in here. Let's bring that up. Here it is. Let's bring it into focus. Let's bring it in. And so this is the piece that we would have just created. Because I'm showing on white paper, my bearing is not showing in the appropriate color. But let's see if I can switch it now to, it's not gonna switch because it's white, I'm in black, it's not gonna switch, it's not gonna change. Not while I'm on a white sheet. I would have to change my sheet. Alright, but there you have it. That's a fidget spinner demonstrated in a 3D form. Allow me to dispose of the model. And there we go. Alright, so that's the production of my fidget spinner in a 3D model. I thank you for watching, and I hope with this video you are now able to produce this object and similar objects on your own. Thanks for watching again. Goodbye for now.